I warmly welcome you all to my YouTube channel. So today I plan to conduct the lesson of sets for our English medium students. So I warmly invite you all to join this maths class and let's make it easy. So today I plan to conduct the lesson of sets. So at the end of this video, you will be able to identify finite sets, infinite sets, equivalent sets and subsets of a given sets. But before move to this part, we should want to recall what you have learned in your previous grades because that's very important to learn this part. Okay, so when you were in grade 8, you have learned what is meant by a set and what are the ways of expressing a set. Let's recall that. So what is meant by a set? Set is a collection of items. That's collection of items that can be clearly identified. Okay, that condition should be fulfilled to be a set. What is the condition? That can be clearly identified. Okay, so what is meant by a set? Set is the collection of items that should be clearly identified. Right? Okay, those items in a set we known as its element. Right? And let's take an example and think this is a set or not. Okay, districts of Sri Lanka, is this a set or not? So we can identify what are the elements of this set. Why? Because we know what are the districts in our country, isn't it? So because of that, it is a set. And think this is also clever students. Is this a set or not? So how we can identify clever students? So what is the measurement of this cleverness? No idea. We cannot clearly identify the clever students. No? Yes, because of that, that's not a set. So let's move to how to express a set. So what are the ways of expressing set? You have learned when you were in grade 8. Can you remember that? Okay, I'll recall that, okay? The first way is describing a set using a common characteristic by which the elements can be clearly identified. Right? So what is the second way? Second way is writing elements within curly brackets. And what is the third way? Using a Venn diagram. So let's take an example to explain those ways. Okay, let's consider this example, right? So what is the example? I'll take prime numbers between 0 and 10. So let's see how to write this set by using these three different ways. Okay, let's see. What is the set? Prime numbers between 0 and 10. So what is the first way? First way is describing the set using common characteristic by which the elements can be clearly identified. It means in terms of common characteristic, right? Okay. What is the common characteristic of that set? First way, and let's remember we use English capital letters to name sets, right? And I name that set by A. And what is the first way? In terms of common characteristic. So what is the common characteristic of that set? Prime numbers between 0 and 10. So let's write the common characteristic. Prime numbers between 0 and 10. So what is the second way? Second way is writing elements within curly brackets. So what are the elements of that set A? Elements are prime numbers. You know now what are the prime numbers. Okay, let's write what are the prime numbers between 0 and 10. 2, 3, 5 and 7. That's all. And third way is what? Third way is using a Venn diagram. So You know how to draw a Venn diagram, and using a Venn diagram, we should put all the elements into this Venn diagram, right? That's the way of expressing a set by using Venn diagram. Okay, what are the elements? 2, 3, 5 and 7, and let's name this Venn diagram using the name of that set, A. Right? That is the way of expressing a set by using these 3 different ways. Right. Now, I'll teach you how to denote elements of a set and how to denote numbers of elements in a set. Right? You have learned those things, but let's recall. Okay. If I take this 2 from this set A, 2 is an element of the set A, isn't it? Yes. So how to denote that? I'll denote that like this. 2 is an element of the set A, right? This is the way of denoting that. 2 is an element of the set A. This is the sign to denote element of a set, right? Okay, let's learn how to denote numbers of elements in a set. Okay, we use simple n to denote numbers of elements in a set. Let's see. Simple n denote what? Numbers of elements in a set. Numbers of elements in which set? In the set A. So, we write the name of the set within brackets, A. And how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are there. Okay. So, this is the way of denoting numbers of a set. Right? Okay. And I want to teach you a special case because most of the students are confused in this case. Okay, let's consider A set shows, and A set shows this set. Okay, what? Letters of the word trees. And you are asked to write the elements of this set. Okay, what are the elements of this set? What are the elements? Elements are P, R, E and S. Can you see here in this word there are 2 E's? Okay, give your attention on this. And but when I am writing the letters of this set, I only wrote 1 E. Right? You should want to keep in your mind when we are writing elements of a set, one element cannot be repeated. Right? Keep this in your mind. One element cannot be repeated. Right? Okay. Okay, now we can move to learn what is mean by a finite set and what is mean by a infinite set. Right? Let's move. And I'll take an example to teach that finite sets and infinite sets. And let's consider the set A shows odd numbers between 0 and 10, and the set B shows odd numbers, and let's write the elements of these both sets. So what are the elements in the set A? Odd numbers between 0 and 10. You can see here there is a limitation, but there is not, right? You can clearly see that. So let's write the elements of these both set. Odd numbers between 0 and 10. What are the elements? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. That's all. And let's write the elements of the set B. What are the elements? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and we can write many more elements. We can write many more elements. So can you see here at the after some elements of the set B, here I put 3 dots. Here I have put 3 dots. So what is mean by these 3 dots? These 3 dots denote the rest of the elements. It means we can write many more elements for the set B. Right? So can you count the numbers of elements in the set A? Yes, you can. Obviously you can. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many numbers are in set A? Numbers of the set A is 5. So we can count the numbers of the elements in the set A. Why? Because numbers of the elements in the set A is finite. Right? Because of that, we called like this set as finite sets. Right? Okay, let's see. Can you count the numbers of the elements in the set B? No, you can't. Why? Because numbers of the elements in the set B is infinite. The numbers of the elements in the set B is not finite. Because of that, we can't count the numbers of the elements in the set B. Because of that, these kinds of sets we known as how? Infinite sets. Okay, now you can identify what are the finite sets and what are the infinite sets. Okay, now we can move to identify equal sets and equivalent sets. Okay, let's start. Let's see equal sets and equivalent sets. I'll take an example to teach that. I'll take the set A as even numbers between 0 and 10, right? And the set B shows I'll take multiplies of 2, multiplies of 2 between 0 and 10, right? Now I am going to teach what is mean by equal set, right? Okay, let's write the elements of these both sets. So what are the elements of the set A? The elements of the set A are even numbers between 0 and 10. So what are the elements? 2, 4, 6 and 8. That's all, isn't it? And what are the elements in the set B? 2, 4, 6 and 8. Yes. Okay, now you can see here the elements of the both sets are same. Isn't it? Yes, you can clearly see that the elements of the both sets are same. So these kind of sets we known as equal sets. So what is mean by equal sets? The sets which have equal elements, which have same elements. Okay, so how to denote that? We denote equal sets like this. A equal B. A and B are equal sets. This is the way of denoting equal sets. Okay, now let's move to learn what is mean by equivalent sets, right? Okay, I'll take an example, and the set B shows prime numbers between 0 and 10. Prime numbers between 0 and 10, right? So let's write the elements of the set A. Even numbers 2, 4, 6 and 8. And what are the elements of the set B? prime numbers between 0 and 10. So what are the elements of the set B? Prime numbers 2, 3, 5 and 7. That's all. So are the elements same? No, elements are not same. But can you see here, numbers of the elements in the set A and set B are same. Can you see that? Yes, of course. So how many numbers in the set A? How many numbers in the set A? 4 numbers. And how many numbers in the set B? Set B also denote 4 numbers. Okay. Now you can clearly see that numbers of the set A is also 4 and numbers of the set B also 4 numbers. Now you can clearly see numbers of the elements in the both sets are same. So these kind of sets we known as equivalent sets. So what is mean by an equivalent set? Equivalent sets, the sets which have equal numbers of elements. Right? Equal sets mean the sets which have equal numbers of elements. Right? Okay. And keep this in your mind. This is very important. Every equal sets are equivalent, but every equivalent sets are not equal. Right? Think of that. Okay. And now we can move to learn what is that. We can move to learn subsets of given sets. For that, I'll take an example because it will be very clear to you. Okay? And the set A shows these elements 2, 4 and 6. And the set B shows 2, 4, 6, 8 and many more elements. Right? Now you are asked, is this set A a subset of the set B? Right? So, yes, we can say A is a subset of the set B. Why? What is the reason for that? What is the reason? Reason is all the elements in the set A belongs in the set B. You can see 2, 4, 6. All the elements in the set A belongs in the set B. Because of that, we can say, yes, the set A is a subset of the set B. So how to denote that? We can denote that like this. A is a subset of the set B. Right? This is the way of denoting subsets. Right? Now, I'll take another subset, okay? Give your attention. And the set C shows prime numbers, okay? Prime numbers between 0 and 10. So what are the prime numbers? 2, 3, 5 and 7. So, and you are asked, is this C a subset of the set B? Right? Okay. Is this set C a subset of the set B? No. Why? Because all the elements in the set C not belongs in the set B. Am I right? Yes. All the elements in the set C not belongs in the set B. Because of that, we can't say C is a subset of the set B. So because of that, we should want to say C is not a subset of the set B. So how to denote that? C is not a subset of the set B. Right? Okay. And I taught you how to identify equivalent sets, but I forgot to teach how to denote that, okay? Keep your attention. And let's learn how to denote equivalent sets. You know now what is mean by equivalent sets, and you know now how to identify equivalent sets, right? And this is the way of denoting equivalent sets. This is the way. This is the sign of denoting equivalent sets, right? Keep this in your mind, okay? And now we are learning what? Subsets of a given set. Now let's move to learn how to write all the subsets of a given set. Okay? And see, A shows 2, 4 and 6. You are given this set in terms of elements and you are asked to write all the subsets of this set. Okay, let's try to write all the subsets of these sets. So what are the subsets? We can write 2 and we can write 4, 6 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 6 and 4 and 6. Okay, I have written all the subsets by using the elements of this set. So, is that all? Is that all? No. Keep this in your mind. Null set and set itself also subsets of a given set. Keep this in your mind. But null set and set itself also subsets of a given set. You know what is meant by a null set. You know why? Because you have learnt in grade 8. Okay? Can you remember that? What is meant by a null set? It's very simple to remember. So what is meant by a null set? Null set is a set which have no any element. Okay? So how to denote a null set? We use these two signs, okay, to denote what? To denote null set. So let's recall. These are the signs. These are the signs. These are the signs to use null sets, right? So null sets and set itself also a subsets of the given set. So we should want to write null set as well as set itself also the subset for the set A. So what are the other two sets? Null sets and the set itself 2, 4 and 6. This is very important, and don't forget to write null set and set itself when you are going to write subsets of the given set. Okay, so I think you got a better knowledge regarding this part. So I plan to conduct universal set and disjoint sets and intersection of sets and union of sets in my next video, and so I invite you all join me and let's make it easy. So, and if you interested in my videos, so don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, see you again.